Okay, remote students, we're going to try something a little bit different. I have about 10 minutes and I want to talk to you about building your confirmation points. And I did this in small groups today and it really was impossible for me to video. So I'm just going to do a little mini seminar with you guys, Taylor and Logan and Andrew. And I just want to review what it means to defend an argument. So I've got up here on the board confirmation point 2. You would do this with 1 and 3. But the first thing I want to remind you is that you should start with a central claim and supporting argument. Every one of your confirmation points, paragraphs, start with a topic sentence that has your central claim and a supporting argument. And what I want to do is I want to reference the sample mini thesis paper that I gave yesterday in class. I'm going to attach it with this video so you can look at it. But this is a thesis on vaping. And I want to just go through what this looks like on a student's paper so you can follow along. I'm going to bring you down here. And if you'll notice what I have highlighted in green, that's what this student has as their topic sentence for their first confirmation point. One reason vaping is harmful to a person's health, that's their central claim, is because e-cigarettes contain harmful chemicals that can be damaging to a person's health. Okay? And so that's what they're going to prove. And basically, in order to prove that, they are going to have 2 mini claims. So let me go back up here. You're going to have 2 mini claims, and a mini claim is just a reason why the supporting argument is true. So looking at your sheet, why are chemicals damaging to a person's health? That's what they're going to do. And so let's come down here, and you can see A, mini claim 1. So we're going to come down here, and in yellow, you'll see mini claim 1. Nicotine is a drug with known health risks. Regardless of how it's delivered, it can increase addiction. So why do e-cigarettes contain harmful chemicals damaging to a person's health? Well, because of nicotine. Okay, so that's the first mini claim. After mini claim is going to come a data. You have to have data. You have to have evidence or a source that supports, and maybe it will be in quotation marks or maybe it will be paraphrased, but you must have it. So looking at this paper, we see evidence from Dr. Linda Riker, the Director of Policy Research and Analysis for the Center on Addiction. And she states, and she gives us a nice quote about nicotine addiction. So the first thing I want to point out to you is this quote starts with a signal phrase. And that's really nice. And this signal phrase, we don't just know it's from Dr. Linda Riker, but we know that she's a director of policy research and analysis for the Center on Addiction. So there's credentials. That's a really nice signal phrase. And this signal phrase gives us the last name of the author. And should I want to learn more, I could go to your Works Cited and I'm going to see her last name there. So when you source your articles, you're giving me information that takes me back to the Works Cited page. In fact, I'll do this. I did this in class the other day, and I'll just show you. If I go to the Works Cited page, oh, there she is, Richter. Okay? So because there's a signal phrase there, you don't need to put the source in quotation marks afterwards. Okay? I already know where that's from. Now, sometimes you'll have a signal phrase like the Center for Disease and Drug Control. And the article that it's from needs to be cited down here. Okay, so if you have an organization, you'll still have to do a source in parentheses, but if it's a person, it suffices. Okay, after we have our data, number 2 in blue is a warrant. So this is really important. The warrant ties data back to the mini claim. It doesn't go back to the central claim. It's just tying data to the mini claim. So if we look down here at this, we're tying that nicotine has health risks, okay? And so it's damaging to a person's health. nicotine is a drug with health risks. That's all we're proving. So clearly she says because nicotine creates addiction, it has health risks. And here's what she writes. Since it can be even harder to quit using nicotine once people begin vaping, e-cigarettes can perpetuate addiction. So she's tying this evidence to this, okay? And then in this paper, she actually went out of order and she gave more evidence after her warrant. Typically this would come before, but I do want to point this out because she gives some evidence here that is paraphrased. Nicotine is a toxic substance that raises blood pressure and spikes adrenaline, therefore increasing the heart rate and the risk of a heart attack. That really should have gone up here as a first piece of evidence. So it's out of order, but what I want you to see is it's paraphrased and the author is Blaha. So in this case, here's evidence that's not quoted, and yet she got this information from an article by Blaha, so she sources it in parentheses, okay? Now, you have one mini claim. You're gonna have a second mini claim. What's another reason why the supporting argument is true? And that mini claim will have that same cycle of data and warrant. So let's come down here, highlighted in yellow, second mini claim. Nicotine is not the only substance found in e-cigarettes, okay? And I started highlighting subpoints and then I stopped. So the mini claim, not the only substance, and then she's gonna tell you about formaldehyde, and then she's gonna tell you about acrolein. So she actually, if she were outlining this, these would be subpoints. And again, these are paraphrased, and this time she's sourcing an article that doesn't have an author, so she's quoting the first two words in the article title and putting those in quotation marks, okay? Then we have her warrant. So when combined, these chemicals can cause death when significant amounts are inhaled. So she's showing that another damaging substance in e-cigarettes is formaldehyde and acrolein, and she's just proved that they're damaging. She summarizes that. Okay, then the last thing we're gonna do, next to last, is a summary warrant. Now, summary warrant is really different because the summary warrant is taking your two mini claims and tying it to supporting argument. You don't need to restate data here. You're just summarizing what you've proven in the mini claims. So, right here in blue is her summary warrant. Using nicotine along with a multitude of other chemicals, those were her two mini claims, is proven to cause certain physical and mental problems among its users. Therefore, it is recommended to stay away from devices that contain these chemicals, which include e-cigarettes. So she's taken the two mini claims that there are other chemicals, nicotine and other chemicals, and that it makes e-cigarettes or vaping harmful. Okay? So, and then what she does not have is she doesn't have a clincher. What would a clincher do? It would show the impact of this argument. So what's the impact of e-cigarettes containing harmful chemicals? Well, the impact could be something like teens often have the illusion of safety with e-cigarettes, but in fact, they are developing an addiction as bad as that to cigarettes. Okay? Okay. I also showed them up here that I did a little outline. So this kind of went through right there in green is her confirmation point sentence. And then in red, A and B are her two mini claims. In black is the data. And in blue is the warrants. So if I can go back here for a minute, everything that has an asterisk next to it is in your own words. Clincher should also have an asterisk. So that means data is really the only thing that may not be in your own words. And it might be in your own words. It might be paraphrased, but it may not be. Everything else needs to be in your own words. Okay, so I hope that helps you. And I think I'm just going to encourage you guys, if you have questions, Andrew, Logan, Taylor, that you would reach out to me and set up a Zoom time. We are not going to have a class this week. but I am very available, so set up a Zoom time. Okay, bye.